Hey everyone, and welcome back to Wagmi TV. I've got a quick solo episode here. I know we've been seeing a lot of price action in the market, a lot of volatility, so wanted to make sure to cover a couple of the key projects that we've covered over time and over the last couple weeks, just to kind of give you a little bit of a brief market update, State of the Union from that perspective. As always, none of this is financial advice. Just wanted to let you all know what we are seeing in the space. And of course, do your own research and make sure you are following your own risk management and your own policies and preferences when it comes to investing in this very volatile space. So without further ado, have to, of course, start with Bitcoin itself. So taking a look here at Bitcoin, we saw this massive move up back towards kind of the middle of July. As you can see, we kind of breached two of our main areas of resistance, and we came up towards this top end red level of resistance. That is a line that actually trend line that actually goes through the last few all-time highs. So that's going to be a really tough one to break into. Generally speaking, I would kind of look at this as a bullish pattern. We almost broke that bull flag here on the 25th of July. But again, we always talk about confirmations and making sure that we're closing and opening candles kind of in this general range, right? That's what's going to tell us whether or not this is continuing to be bullish. I will say the preceding factor of that would be this topping tail that we saw on the 14th of July as we kind of breached that longer term trend line that we've kind of been referencing a few times here over the last couple of weeks. So ultimately, this could be potentially a bearish flag, right? If you're kind of basing it based on that preceding portion of this. So definitely really taking a look. Really what we're looking at here is if we have a close essentially below this like 115.7-ish level, that's going to be a little bit bearish for us. And of course, if we have a close above this topping tail, so in that 123.5-ish area, just above the all-time high, that obviously confirms that this was a bullish move, and then that's when a lot of these altcoins are definitely going to continue to run. From that perspective, right, so now you kind of have the bullish, bearish case on Bitcoin. Obviously, everything's going to base itself off of that moving forward. Let's take a look at virtuals. So virtuals, I do have essentially the support lines here in orange, and I will actually color the resistance lines in yellow here moving forward, just so that you have a good idea here. So for virtual specifically, this is a trend line that we actually were following here for quite a bit. Touched it 3 times and actually touched it this 4th time, made a little bit of a bull flag, and then pushed up above that. You're seeing today it's getting a little bit close to another retest. So we retested it. The hope from here was we're going to retest and launch, potentially see this level or maybe even higher. We're seeing it now retest again as the broader market is continuing to kind of drop here late in the day on Monday. So to continue to be bullish on this, one, we want to see this close above this line. I think that's number one, right? This orange trend line that's coming down from the all-time highs. That's what we want to see there. And then after that, we, of course, if it does break that, want to make sure it holds that 127 to 139-ish line. If it does not do that, that kind of negates a little bit of this bull flag that we're seeing from a longer-term perspective, and we'll probably see lower. If it does hold that, the next areas we're looking at, again, are that 223-ish level. Of course, if Bitcoin, again, continues to close above all-time highs. And then, of course, seeing some of these other levels as well. So that's the bearish and bullish side of virtuals. We're really close to kind of that support zone, so we really need to make sure that we hold that here moving forward. I know we talked about VRA last week. Insane move on Sunday. Insane 42% move. We do have this long-term falling wedge, really from looks like March of 24, right? We came down, we tried to break above it a couple times. We have now finally broken above this. This actually looks eerily similar to XRP's big falling wedge that we obviously saw break out towards the end of last year. So the hope here is that this wasn't just a fake out, right? So we haven't officially confirmed the breakout of VRA, right? As we talk about in this channel a lot, once we actually see a close above this wick on this candle, so it'd be that 0019-ish area. Once we see a close above that, that's when this is a confirmed breakout and we can see this continue to move. So obviously a little bit overbought here in the short term. We're seeing the broader market continue to drop as well. The thought process would be buy on a retest of this trend line, and you're going to have a little bit of support right here. So you could have kind of this nice little zone right here that would maybe make sense to start to look at potential buys for short-term trading or positions there. Of course, we've talked a lot about VRA and how far this could go. Even if you bought here to continue to bounce from here and continue to confirm, already a 200% move just to get back to those May highs, which obviously this one could potentially have some really, really, really serious upside. So this one's really interesting, something that we're monitoring from a short-term perspective, and all of you bullish long-term holders, hopefully this was exciting for you to see. Now we just really need to make sure that that thing confirms over. Again, going to depend a lot on Bitcoin. Morpho. So similar kind of story here with Morpho, obviously a new token. We saw it make some pretty awesome moves. Pretty bloody day for Morpho so far. We're actually seeing it bounce pretty much. I guess it's kissing it, but almost bouncing right off of this support, which was previous resistance at 174. So this would be an area to start to potentially look at putting some buy levels in. I will say not seeing too much from an RSI perspective. Obviously, we were pretty overbought at this point. So just something that we're keeping an eye on from that perspective. We want to make sure that it stays within this 162-ish to 174 range to continue to remain bullish on this thing. But still looks good in my opinion. Just a pretty bloody day for it overall. Last but not least, we have AERO. So still relatively strong, down 6% today, which you don't love to see. One thing that I was monitoring on this is you actually see the volume here at the bottom was actually decreasing as we were increasing here. So it's not super surprising to see a little bit of a pullback here. We also were seeing triple bearish divergences like we talked about in our last Aerodrome video. Crazy, on the 22nd of July, we actually went up and touched that $1.01 level that we had marked out here a couple weeks back. So crazy to see that reject so cleanly there. As far as support, we're looking at 78-ish cents to 74 cents. So that's an area to start to target in there. Ultimately, to stay bullish on this, we want to have this like broader or larger upper trend line stay intact. So that is still a 65 cents, which is quite a bit of a move from here. That's another 22% down. So really we want to make sure we keep this upward trend line intact. Obviously some of these others are a little bit more short term, but those are kind of the areas that we're looking at for a hopeful push above this once Bitcoin hopefully confirms above those all-time highs. But I want to do a quick overview, kind of what we're seeing in the space. That's all the things that we've covered over the last couple weeks. Relatively, it seems like a decently bullish time in the market. Obviously, we've seen some really awesome moves in some of these altcoins. We want to see more. We want that true altcoin summer. But to get that, we're really going to need to see Bitcoin really go up and above that all-time high with conviction and confirm above that. So that is what we're looking for. That's what's going to kind of dictate the rest of this market. But keep an eye really on Bitcoin in those two areas we talked about, and that'll help you get a little bit of judgment towards putting some of these buy orders in on some of these alts. But we're here. Whenever you need us, feel free to ping us. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe below if you found this helpful, or if you just have certain things that you want to say or certain projects that you want us to look into. Always happy to do that as well and kind of check out the space. Again, do your own research. Stay safe out there. Use risk management, and we will connect here soon. Wagmi.